This episode is sponsored by Kindred Media.
It is Tuesday, and you know what that means. Yes, it means it's no filter with Naomi. I think I know fast people in the world, but this literally is the fastest man of all time. He currently holds several world records and has won races all over the planet in a career that stretched nearly 2 decades. This is an 8-time Olympic gold medal winner. He is in my country of heritage right now, Jamaica in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one, the only, the lightning bolt, Usain Bolt. Yay! I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy. Oh my gosh. I've wanted to meet you forever. I just want to say, as a fellow Jamaican, I am so proud of you, seeing you, and you, every time you won with the flag, it was being at the same Olympics as you. That's all I wanted to meet was you.
You started heritage, so for me, it's I'm just keeping it going. That's all I'm doing.
Well, you are a phenomenon, and that's not even, there's no words to describe what you've done in your career.
Thank you very much.
Such a pleasure to have you here on No Filter. Thank you so much for your time today.
Happy to be here.
So we've never met, everyone. We've never met. But I have met your shoe. We have someone in common, and that is our lovely Dr. Mueller in Munich.
Oh, yeah.
And so he has a gold shoe of you in his office, 1 foot, and I got to touch that. Usain, where are you now?
I'm in Jamaica at home.
How is Jamaica?
It's good. We're on lockdown like everybody else. It's not as sunny today. A little bit of rain, but it's been good so far.
But not a bad climate, right?
Nah, not a bad climate. Even when it's raining, it's not cold, so that's good.
Yeah. So we always say No Filter, let's start from the beginning. So where were you born and where did you grow up?
I was born in Trelawney, but in a tiny community, Sherwood Content. That's where I grew up. Not a lot of people, but for me, I enjoyed my youth, so it was wonderful.
Yeah. You have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I have one brother and one sister.
Are you the middle child?
Yes, I am.
I go to Jamaica often, but because of COVID, I haven't been able to go. So my family, I think, is more St. Anne's Bay and Kingston. My mum was born in Kingston, right where you are now.
Yeah.
What was family like for you growing up then? You had a lot of fun? You enjoyed your childhood?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was good because then we were always in the street playing either cricket, football. On weekends, we were always just trying to get any fruit that was in season. We were all over that tree. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for me, growing up, it was you were raised by a community. You know what I mean? You knew everybody growing up, every kid in the community. We always
hanged out. Uncles.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just like a whole community. So for me, growing up was wonderful.
Was there a day in your house where you'd have music playing? Or was there music playing always?
For me, it was mostly on Sundays. On Sundays, my dad was a music person, but mostly gospel music at that time. So
gospel.
Yeah, he had this one set of cassette tapes that he always used. You know what I mean? Like when he was in the mood, he just put them on and he played all day and sing. So it was something that happens, not all the time, but most of the time.
I tried to explain to someone today, someone said to me, about country and western. I was like, let me tell you something. Every record that you hear, trust in Jamaica, we have it in country.
Yeah.
you know, and they always do it their version, which I love.
Always a different energy.
So let me ask you, you always did sports as a child? Always active?
Yeah, I was always into sports. My dad kind of got because at a young age, he's a massive fan of cricket. So from a young age, there was one TV in my mom in their room and one TV in my room. So you couldn't watch cricket in my mom's room because my mom hated cricket. So you had to come in my room. So I would wake up at 3, 4 o'clock because the test match at a different time in England and
Yeah.
stuff. I used to watch cricket from a young age, from 5, 6 years old. I was watching cricket with my dad. So that's how I really got into sports from a young age.
My grandfather was big on cricket. But explain to me something, because you're saying I never understood cricket. I tried. Is there any similarities of cricket and, don't want to insult the sport, any similarities of cricket and baseball?
Some people say it does have a little similarity, but for me, it's just totally different. But
Totally different.
The bat and the ball, people always say it's similar, but I feel like it's just a total different sport.
I feel the uniform is very chic.
Yeah. You would know. You're the fashion person. Yeah.
And then coming from South London, we had Vauxhall Oval. So that was, when my granddad could go to Oval, he would. So it was cricket is a big deal in Jamaican families for sure.
Especially in England also.
Mm-hmm. So you liked cricket when you were younger. When did you get into like other sports? Running, football?
For me, it was in primary school because, as I said, as kids we did those were the 3 main sports that we did. You know what I mean? Because in the country you didn't get the cable. You know what I mean? So you didn't know about NFL and baseball at the time, and even tennis. It was always just either football, cricket, or running. That's what all we knew, and netball also. So for me, I did all 3 sports when I'm in primary school, but at the end of primary school, I was really good at running. So when I transitioned into high school, that was when I really got into it.
And your family and parents were supportive of you?
My dad couldn't watch. My mom was more stronger, but my dad always got nervous when I ran. It's weird.
Why was that?
I don't know. My mom always has the confidence that I would win. Was never a worry, but my dad was always a nervous wreck.
And then obviously he changed his tune after a while.
No, you'd be surprised. He still gets nervous. Like my mom was always confident, no matter what was going on. Even when I was going through my injuries in time, my mom was always like, as long as I said I was ready, my mom would believe me. Like, all right,
She believed you.
But my dad was just always nervous. You know what I mean? I don't know why, but he was just that person.
I think maybe it's a thing with Jamaican mums, because my mom, when I told her when I was 3 I want to dance, she said, okay, so I'm going to put you into dance school. The whole family thought she was completely mad to listen to a 3-year-old. And then I remember I had an audition once for sneakers. I only wanted like 7 children, but there was like 500 kids auditioning. And I looked at my mom and I said, I'm going to get this job. And I was about 8, and she went, I don't know, Naomi, there's a lot of kids here. I don't think you're going to get this job. But if you do, I'll get you a doll's house, a Cindy doll. That was our British Barbie. And I was like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. I want that doll's house.
Yeah, exactly.
I got it.
Motivation as a kid.
Yeah. So you started your first race. How old were you when you did your first race?
I started when I was around 10, really. Yeah. That was when it really started.
And winning?
From the start, really. I think when I at sports day the year before I came second, there was one guy in my primary school, Ricardo Geddes. I can never forget his name. He was actually the only person that was actually better than me. And then sports day came, and my coach like, you know what, you should try running. And they actually bet me a box lunch at the time that if I won a box lunch, I was like, all right, say less, I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? So it's all about the motivation of the kid.
Absolutely. Sometimes we need that little bit of competition to put us on the edge, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Were you taller than most kids in school?
Yeah. Yes, I was.
So being taller, do you think it's an advantage or a disadvantage?
Well, when I got to the professional level, at the start it was a disadvantage, but for me, when I was younger, it was all advantage because I was taller, my legs were longer then, so it was wonderful, and it was easy for me.
Yeah.
It worked.
Did you ever think you'd make a career of running?
No, definitely not. I was so in love with cricket growing up because it's the first thing I've sports I actually knew, and I was very good at it. So it was all cricket. Even when I went to high school and everybody was saying, no, you should do running. You're very good at running. I wanted to do cricket. So I continued trying to push my parents and even my track coach. Like, you know what, let me do cricket also. I
Yes.
can do running and cricket. And they're like, no, you should focus on track. So that's how I really got into it. And
They
then,
saw.
yeah, the older I got, the better I got. And then I was like, you know what, this maybe could be a career path. And then that's how I really say, you know what, let me try and make this something.
So how old were you when you traveled out of Jamaica to do your first race? What
Um,
country? Remember what country it was?
I was 14. I went to the Carifta Games, actually was in Barbados. For the, so that was my first international travel, really, for me.
Did you win it?
No, I actually came second that year.
So you go to Barbados, your first race out of the country.
Yeah.
At that point, did you then start having like people sponsorship, people coming to you?
No, at that time, no. For me, I was just happy to be able to travel, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For me, as a young country, this is my first time going on a flight.
What was that like getting on a plane for the first time? Do you remember?
It was scary as a 14-year-old going on a flight. I only see these things on TV, you know what I mean? So for me, it was scary, but I was with people that I knew, that I competed with. So it was kind of cool just to see somewhere else or to be in another country. So it was kind of cool. Yeah.
I also read that before your first race in 2008 in Beijing, that you like to eat what you want. I heard you had chicken McNuggets.
Yeah.
Is that true?
So we got when we got to the village, um, as when we got to the village in China, we were there and we went into the line and I couldn't. There was no food that I was used to. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There was all these different types of food, and I was like, "Yo, I, I don't know these foods." So, and they told you if you don't know it or you don't trust it, don't have it because it might not agree. So I found McDonald's and I was like, "All right, I'm just gonna eat
Nuggets it is.
nuggets." It is. I know nuggets, so that's most of what I had throughout most of the championship. Just nuggets every day.
But you know, for me, I realize our food, Jamaican food, is it's healthy.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's got so many vitamins and nutrients in it. And
We
everyone says to me, "Oh, did you eat like fast food when you were younger?" And I was like, "No, I didn't. I ate really healthy."
true.
And I only started to try fast food when I became a teenager and started modeling. I never tried. I mean, I did a McDonald's commercial when I was a child, but
Yeah.
other than that, it was healthy
Yeah,
and
it's true.
so good.
You in Jamaica, you really hit healthy as a kid,
Yeah.
especially in the country area.
And it's a great food also. It's a comforting food. Like for me during lockdown, the first lockdown, that's all I wanted was Jamaican food. It was just like to remind me of my grandmother, my home, my family that I'm missing. And also whenever I got flu or anything, Jamaican soup. That
Yeah,
soup, because you want to break a temperature, eat
yeah,
Jamaican soup.
true, true.
That will break the temperature. And then Scotch bonnet's a whole nother story.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of pepper, so I stay away from that.
Oh, me, I love pepper.
Oh, I don't.
I put it on everything. Saltfish, ackee, escovitch, everything I put it on.
I'm a ketchup person. I love ketchup.
Oh, you like some more little sweet tooth?
Like, yeah, that's me.
Little sweet tooth.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're saying so many records, so many. I mean, how does it feel to be? I mean, we all can run, but what you do is the fastest man in the planet. What does that feel like?
For me, it's a great. There's no words to explain the feeling. You know what I mean, but it's always good. It's always good to make fun of people, especially meeting different sports people. You know what I mean? And especially like we went to the combine in the NFL and the guys they always talk shit. They always like, yo, I can take you. So it's always fun, like other sports. You know what I mean, I'm like, no matter what you say, I'm the fastest man in the world. So if you want this heat, let's go. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
fun just meeting sports star, but it's a great title to have, and I really enjoy it.
I don't see anyone ever taking it. I don't.
We're
Unless did you have a boy or a girl just now? By the way, congratulations on being a father.
Thank you very much. I have a little girl, Olympia. We're gonna work on the boy soon, though. You know what I
You're
mean?
gonna work on the boys. Being from Jamaica, one thing we do know how to do is sports. We may not be good skiers. We're getting
Definitely.
better at skiing. We're not good skiers. We're not. That's not for us.
Yeah.
But running we can do, relay we can do, and always watching you, for me, you enjoying what you do. You always had a smile on your face, and you always have a great sense of humor about it.
I always tell people though, you should always do what you enjoy, because if you do what you enjoy, it's not work. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of fun, and I enjoy going out there, entertaining people, enjoying myself, competing. I enjoy all of it. You know what I mean? So for me, it wasn't a job. Yes, training was hardest time, but most of the time I'm having a great time. You know what I mean? Because I
You
have
holding hundreds of thousands of millions of people watching on TV in your hand like this. And it's like everything is so smart, this, by the way. You don't even have to say a word, just do it. It's just so smart.
yeah, like people recognize me by just that. You know what I mean? If I do that, people are like, oh yes, he's in.
How did you come up? What do you call it? Can you?
It's a to the world pose. That's how we really say it. But for me, it was a dance in Jamaica that we always do, and me and some of my friends that we were talking because they wanted me to dance at the Olympics. They're like, yo, you should dance. You know what I mean? You should dance after you win. And I'm like, yo, I don't know. And it's like, yo, you should do a pose or something. And we were just spitballing and talking about the Olympics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I decided to dance, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this pose, and they're like, all right, you should do it. You know what I mean? And I kind of put my own spin on it, and that's how it came out. You know what I mean? But I danced, and people loved it at the Olympics, and I did the pose, and people loved that also. So it was a win-win.
And it really just looks like you're enjoying yourself. Where do you like to train?
For me, I train most of the time in Jamaica,
You go home to train in Jamaica.
or in London. So for me, it was competing in London was always one of my best because there's so much Jamaicans in London. So for me, anytime I compete in London, it's always like being in Jamaica.
Yeah.
You know, the energy, just the vibes and the noise, it's always just wonderful. And I always loved it in London. For me, my best Olympics was in 2012. Just the energy that they came out with to support not just
Oh, in
Jamaicans.
2012, that stadium was for you.
Yeah,
I was there, and
crazy.
I got to do the fashion segment of the closing, and I've never seen anything like that. Never witnessed that before, and I never want to witness that again.
It was crazy.
Incredible. Now, the first athlete to win 6 gold medals in sprinting, 8-time world champion in sprinting, the first man to achieve the double-double by winning both 100 meters and 200 meters in 2008 and 2012, consecutively, 2 Olympics, as well as the double-triple, which along with the 100 meters and 200 meters wins includes 4 times 100 relay race. I mean, Usain, how is it when you're with the Jamaican team?
Listen, for me, being with the team is one of the best things because track and field is more individual. So when we actually join as a team, as Jamaican, you get to support each other. It's always just a different feeling. You know what I mean? To really support your fellow Jamaican and help them and to cheer them on and to cheer them up and just to build them up. You know what I mean? It's a different feeling. You know what I mean? Because throughout the season, all you're doing is competing for yourself. So when you get the opportunity to work together for your country, it's a brilliant feeling.
And that's what I saw of you too. You're very supportive of also the female runners, even though you weren't it wasn't your time to be out. You were on the side, encouraging them. I saw that.
Definitely, we try to push each other because we all understand that it's a hard work and this is the moment that you need to shine. So as much support as you can always give everybody, I try to give them as much.
And your shoe. You ran with your shoe untied
Yeah.
and still won.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, please.
I didn't know about it, but I'm just happy that I didn't fall. You know what I mean?
Yes, so we.
Bad. That would have been really bad. But for me, when the race actually finished and everybody was like, bro, did you know that you ran with your shoes untied? I'm like, no. I'm just happy I made it across the finish line safely. So for me, but it was something that stand out and it was really funny, but I made it, so that's a good thing.
So, do you miss running?
Sometimes, like when I watch competition, like I might watch a few races, I might miss it. And especially, I think it was 2019 when the guys didn't do so well at the World Championships. I should have been there. You know what I mean? So like that time I miss it. But anytime I go to the track to look for my coach and I see the training that they're doing, then I'm like, nah, I don't miss it that much. Yeah,
Do you
so
ever think you would ever do a Usain Bolt school in Jamaica?
we there's something that we have talked about, but I'm not really into coaching that much. I think now that I have my because I had no patience. You know what I mean?
When's
I'm
your birthday?
August. I'm a Leo. August the 21st. So I
Leos are quite patient.
surprisingly I'm not like to coach somebody because I see what my coach went through with
Would
all
you
of
be a hard coach?
you know what I mean? Definitely, because that's what it takes. You know what I mean? But now that I have my daughter, I have to have more patience now and just be more relaxed. So I think now I'm actually thinking maybe I could be a coach. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of time. So we'll see what happens in the future if I decide to start something. Then maybe I'll start a club or, as you said, a school to
A
teach.
school. That'd
To
be
teach.
lovely.
Yeah,
That would be lovely. I mean, I want to say you're a national hero, but you're not just a national hero. You're saying you are a world hero. There's not many people that are called world heroes.
I
I don't
appreciate
know
it.
if there's anyone else I can call a world hero.
I appreciate it.
I
Thank you very
really
much.
don't. So, who's your favorite footballer of all time?
For all time, for me, I'm a massive fan of Cristiano Ronaldo. You know what I
You
mean?
are.
Yeah, because I'm a Manchester United fan,
Yeah,
and
that I know. Man United, I know.
yeah, so we grew up. We grew up. When I started really being into Manchester, that's when Cristiano Ronaldo came to the club, and I watched him grow and become a star. You know what I mean? So for
Mm-hmm.
me, I've been a fan no matter where he went. I've always been a Cristiano Ronaldo fan.
And obviously, you know him.
Yes, yes, yes.
Is
So
there any sports person that you admire that you didn't get to meet? Because I'm sure you know all the sports people.
there's so much people out there that you admire as a person watching. You know what I mean? Pick
Would you have
one.
ever wanted to meet Muhammad Ali?
That's what I'm about to say. Like Muhammad Ali was someone that really stand out throughout my whole youth and my life. Just watching him and just the person he was and what he stood for is just massive. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I
So
mean, fight nights in my household growing up. I mean, fight night was Muhammad Ali was fighting. It was a big deal. I
yeah,
mean, I was allowed to stay up late.
you
You know,
know it was serious. Anytime you can stay up late for something, that's all you know it was serious.
right?
As a kid.
I mean, and then musically, it was Bob. Bob was
Yeah.
just, you know.
I remember when I was 15. I think I was 15 and I went to Hungary for the first time as
Yeah,
a youth.
yeah.
And we went to this concert in the park, and most of these people did not speak English or very good English. And the guy on stage was singing all
Were you
Bob
in
Marley.
Budapest?
Yeah, and everybody was singing the Bob
That's
Marley. And for me, because I was just traveling, seeing something like that blew my mind. You know what I mean? To know
mm-hmm.
you're in somewhere that people don't speak a lot of English, but they
They
know
know his songs.
this song and they were singing loud and clear. So for me, growing up and seeing these things, it was magnificent to know how far Bob Marley had put Jamaica on the map. You know what I mean?
I always wonder if he ever knew it. I don't know if he ever knew. Do you think he knew it?
He must have knew. He must have known that he was that great. You know what I mean? But for me, he really paved the road for a lot of us. You know what I mean? Not just in music, but in just Jamaica in general, to reach all corner of the world. So it was magnificent.
You know, I met him once when I was 7, and I cried. And I thought, because I thought his hair was worms, and I thought they were going to come alive. I was like, no, I don't want to, no, I don't want to. And my mom was like, no, Naomi, say hello. I was like, no. But what a beautiful man he was.
Yeah.
So gentle, and that's all I remember, his energy I remember. Do they still have the shrine in Jamaica for him?
Yeah, they have the museum. They do.
I've never been able, I need to go, I need to do it. Every time I go, always in Arocabessa near Port Maria, and I never get to go up to see, and I need to do it.
Yeah, one day you should make a day of it. It's really nice.
I'm going to do that. They have a statue of you. What am I talking about? You got a statue too.
Yeah, they have a statue of me at the National Stadium. That was pretty cool. I must say.
What was that like to see your? Did you stand for it, or did they just do it on their own?
No, I had to stand for it. For me, that was a couple of long hours.
Yeah.
For me, but it was.
Did they measure your body?
Every inch. It was tedious. They took their time. They always try to get it as lifelike as possible. So for me, that was brilliant. But to get a statue at National Stadium where it all began, yeah. it was
emotional. It's like a 360.
Trust me. Every now and then I'll go and look and just smile. You know what I mean?
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I need to come back. I need to come to see your statue, and I need to come to see Bob's shrine.
And come hang out. Very personally, you can come see me too.
Yes, and I want to meet you in person.
But you come to Japan.
But you gotta take me to get something good. I want to eat good food.
Yeah, we got the real stuff. Don't worry.
So fatherhood, I know, which is a blessing and a wonderful thing to happen to you. But what is next for you? What do you feel you want to do next?
For me, right now, because of the pandemic, really, I'm just spending time with the little one as much time as I possibly can. You know what I mean? I've not had any big revelation like saying I want to do this. I'm just waiting and watching and just enjoying it, because I know when the world opens up, I know I'm going to be all over the place.
Back on the road.
On the road traveling. So right now I'm just focused on just spending as much time. I've started to do music with my friends, so that's something new for me.
I heard.
Yeah.
I heard you're a DJ. And will you play drop some tune now?
I'm like that type of vibe, you know what I mean? I produce the good stuff. I find the talent and I work with the talent. When I was running, I used to do like the after parties. When after the meet, I usually play at the after parties, or like if sponsors are having a get together, I play there just for fun. But now I don't really do as much. As I said, I'm more leaning towards being a DJ, that find the talent, try to find and put good music together and let's put it out there, you know?
What type of music do you play?
For me, when I was playing, I try to mix it up, you know what I mean? Because everybody depends on where you are. You have to know that's one thing I've learned. That if you know the crowd, you know what I mean? But everybody loved the Barry Hammond, the Bob Marleys, and all these guys, like Buju and these guys. Like you can play those anywhere you go. Yeah. But like, if you have to read the crowd and know what they're like and feel their energy. I
know you liked football and you tried football. But was the football team in Europe or America?
It was in Australia, actually.
Australia?
The Mariners, that's the name of the team.
The Mariners?
Right. So
you went to try football in Australia?
My thought process, right? Because of who I am, I knew the media was going to be all over it. And that's going to cause a lot of pressure and stress, and they're going to be just watching me every day. So I needed to get away from the media. You know what I mean? The best place to do football was in Europe, but I want to get away from the media and go somewhere where it's hard to reach me.
That's so hard. It's far.
Yeah.
So you go to the other side of the world, really the other side of the world. What was that like?
It was fun to be a part of a team. It didn't work out as planned. If I had to do it over, though, I would do it do it in Europe, because I think it would have been better. I would have a lot more support and
Mm-hmm.
people around me to really help and to make sure
Mm-hmm.
I was on the right path and stuff. But for me, just experiencing it was very good. So I really enjoyed that.
Was the training as enduring as training when you did track and field?
I feel like it wasn't as hard for me in playing like training. I think it could have been hard. For me, actually, I told my coach that he needed to send me a program. I said, if I make this team, if I decide to stay here, you have to send me a program, because to get me into good shape, I have to work a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was easy, but I think if I was in Europe, I'd have to work a lot more harder than I actually did in Australia.
And I think it's just when I worked in Australia for 2 months one time, and you're just far, and I love Australia, but
Oh,
it's
fuck.
nice if you could just have people that you know around you, just
Yeah, good
yeah,
vibe. Yeah,
because you got to get used to that, and then that climatization, and then
yeah.
you know, you got your lingo with your Europeans that you know already. Usain Bolt. There must be something that I've missed. A sneaker. You got your own sneakers?
We just dropped it out last year, actually, with Puma.
I love Puma.
Yeah, so we should be doing another one for the Olympics. So that's something to look out for.
Now, do
So
you think the Olympics is going to happen this year?
hopefully, I think they're really leaning towards doing it. It's just not going to be with fans, just like football.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but if it's keeping, I'm going. I definitely want to watch. I've never actually watched a live championship before. I'm
Mm-hmm.
always in, so I just want to go.
Well, you won't
So
get bothered. Nobody will bother you if you're
yeah,
going.
yeah, a lot less stress.
But I love Japan.
Yeah.
It's Japan, right?
Yes.
I
I,
love Japan. Tokyo, I mean, I love all of Japan. It's so great. Such a great
I
vibe. And I loved when Puma did with Sedella Mali, when they did the
yeah,
Jamaican. Was that brilliant?
nice. It was really good. It was really
I
good.
still have mine.
We got a lot of nice stuff that year.
Yeah, it was great. It was so colorful. It's like just seeing you all come out, and the kit was just like, yeah, because I haven't seen that before. No one, I mean, Jamaica always got overlooked with sponsorships like that, you know?
Yeah, it's true. Over the time, it really took us a time to really get into a really big sponsorship, and Puma came on board, and they've really been a big part of it throughout my whole career. Also, so they've really done a lot for the country. Also,
Well, I know the caring group that Puma's on, and Francois Henry a Pinot is just they're a great company and they're great people to work for. He's just a lovely
yeah,
man.
really
Really
nice guy.
lovely.
Good times. He's really nice.
Usain Bolt, I don't know what to say to you except I love you, and I'm so grateful that you could give us this time on No Filter.
Problem.
It's really a dream for me to meet you. You are a hero. I'm proud as a Jamaican woman. I'm proud. I mean, you're a living legend. I'm meeting a living legend.
Thank you very much.
And I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for your time. Please kiss your baby girl. And I really hope that if I can make it to Jamaica, I'm going to call NJ and let him know
Yeah,
when I can get there. I want to hold you to what you said now.
definitely. Just let me know. Just let me know when you're coming.
Is there anything you want to say to the audience about just, you know, living your dream, encouraging?
For me, it's always just to tell people, listen, work hard. Nothing will come easy. You know what I mean? You have to work hard for everything you want. There will be ups and downs, but find somebody that find good people around you to support your dream and to push you to work hard and to keep you on the right road. You know what I mean? And just enjoy the process. You know what I mean? Always enjoy what you do. You know what I mean? When you enjoy what you do, as I said, it won't be a job. So, and also stay safe in this pandemic. That's also very important.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Usain.
Pleasure.
Thank you. I wish you a blessed evening.
Thank you very much. All
Lots
right.
of love to you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh my God, I just spoke to Usain Bolt. Yes, I'm fanning out. Wow. Most importantly, did you hear what he said? His last words. Enjoy the process. Whatever you choose to do in your life, enjoy the process. That's what I try to live by. And this is what I try to do, to give to you every week. Different conversations from people who just love what they do. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to hear and see a living legend in the world, the fastest man in the world. And look how lovely and humble and sweet he is. Please like this video and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Saying to you, Jamaica in the house, Usain Bolt, the lightning bolt.